All right, so my name is David Boyd. I'm an auto journalist here on YouTube alongside my co-host Kelly Boyd. And today we are looking at the GMC AT4X. But not just that, the AEV version of this. So you know what that means. I've done a build and price on this. This thing has all the goodies. Metal bumpers, made to off-road and just be a kick-ass vehicle. So Kelly's not seen this thing just yet, so I'm curious. We're going to walk around this together and give some impressions of it.
Those that are familiar with the channel know that I love me a full-size truck, and this one does not disappoint. We are talking about the full-size styling on this one. So you've got your full light with your little C or C, whichever way you want to look at it. But you've got your piano finish on the front end on this one. I'm gonna tell you, I know I say this all the time, but this color has to be my favorite. It's like a candy apple red of those old school 50s cars. But guess what? It stands out, it's large and in charge, and it is pretty.
All right, I know Kelly is a big fan of all the LED that they're using on this, and it looks great.
It does.
You know, it's not flickering, so that's great. Even some of the old school, when this first came out, Audi was big with doing that. Sometimes there were bulbs in there, and to give it that look, but they've all LED strips now. As you can see, a little bit of a thumbnail in there. I don't know if you can see it. It says Sierra in there. Looks great.
GMC there.
GMC right in there. But you're getting with AEV, you're getting a metal bumper, and we love to off-road, so you know we would put this to use. And this thing it actually hurts the hand when you pull on it or hit on it. And you've got big areas for tow hooks here. You've got skids under this thing, so you're going to get a lot of function with this. And you got front facing cameras, so you know when you're off-road, you're definitely going to have a lot of fun with that, and you're actually going to see the obstacles. Now, the monster in the room, Kelly, V8 power, 6.2 V8 power in this thing, so it's definitely going to climb up those hills. Now, one thing I will ding it for, I like the wheels on this. I really do. GM, for whatever reason, they're reluctant to go to 35s on this full-size truck for some reason. Now, they look like 33s in a vehicle that's made for 35s. Why? I don't know why they fight that, but they do. All the badging, though, like Kelly said, you expect some chrome in this. This is a GMC. This is not your Chevrolet version. So you do expect a little bit of chrome, right, Kelly?
You do. You're going to expect some along the way, but I'm glad it's not overpowering on the vehicle. It's just spots here and there. Mostly it's going to be a platinum accent on this one.
So the pretty, like she said, pretty color on this. It's just very nice. You walk around the back. I do like the fact that the steps, that they're integrating these steps in that is very nice. It does not have the rear metal bumper though. So what's up with that? But it does have, look at this. There. So maybe you're camping or whatever, and you just need to grab something out of here.
Or you're working.
That's pretty handy. Or maybe you're having some cocktails and you just needed a bar, Kelly.
In your backyard.
My whiskey would sit perfect right there, right?
Or you know what else it would be great for? It would be great for if you go to the hardware store and you have wood
two befores,
you have to pop it out, but you don't quite want to put the whole tailgate down.
Right.
So that's pretty cool.
Now, something funny to me is this, the emergency release, and I'm sure it glows in the dark because, you know, how many times have you been abducted in a tonneau cover vehicle and nobody could know you were back there? That's kind of crazy. I know it's a safety thing. All right, Kelly, if you push that bottom button, what happens? Look at that automatic tailgate. So there's a place for my whiskey glass right there and a place to get in there. Look at that. You got all that room in there as a full-size truck should. Oh, put that big old tailgate back up there.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room that is the amazingness of the tailgate on this one, actually. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this. But wait, there's more. And we're going to do that. And
ooh,
wow.
We got a sound system back here.
Check out that kicker in the back.
That's right, man. We can have some jams back here. Plus, you can charge your phone, which this one probably needs charging. You got an aux port, so you can plug your phone in there to make sure it all works. And it's a step. So if you trying to get in the back, you know, I'm a small dude, 5'8". I need to get in the back of this thing. That's pretty handy. How often would we use that?
How often do I think I would use it, or how often do we actually use it is the question.
The speaker thing, I think, is sort of gimmicky to me. I can see you're out somewhere and every once in a while using it.
Right. You're tailgating somewhere.
I probably wouldn't order that as an option, but just having this flip down, I know Ford is coming up with something, Kelly, not similar, but there's something they're working on tailgate-wise. but very handy. I like it. It's an ingenious way. Yes, you still have the side steps, so if you need just something quickly, you don't want to have to, you know, Optimus Prime this thing and transform it, but it's pretty freaking cool. Once again, this is GMC. This is not your mama's Chevy. So you expect a lot of creature comforts in what this truck's going to cost you. So let's look inside and see if it meets Kelly's daily needs.
So you know how I feel. Full-size vehicles are much more up my alley. This may not be your mama's Chevy or GMC, but this is my version of what a GMC would be. You've got your plushed out interior. You've got your piano finish. Again, not really sure how I feel about the piano finish, because I feel like even if I wasn't going crazy off-roading with this vehicle, I do still feel like I'm going to scratch things up with that piano finish. I do think it's interesting that your start-stop is right over here, and it's not your traditional button that you would be seeing in the vehicles these days. The screen itself is quite large, and you continue to have that piano finish on there as well. I think it would be nice on these certain editions, but overall, your touch spots, don't think it's the greatest idea from a practical perspective. I do actually really like the wood grain on it. It definitely adds it up. It's not your traditional brown wood grain, so I do like the gray, so it does have that gray accent color with it. I didn't know how I would feel about the white, but I actually do like that it kind of stands out a little bit differently than what you're expecting typically with the vehicle. Continuing with the steering wheel, I mean, it's a steering wheel. You know, how crazy do we need to get with it? But you do have all the things that you need right here on your steering wheel to be in that practical spot.
All right, in the center console, you've got some USB A and C. You've got your inverter right there. That's big enough. It has this little drawer system in there. It's big enough. Personally, I kind of like the shifter. I didn't think I would when I've seen it in pictures, but I actually like that a lot. You got cup holders. Once again, Kelly's talked about all this kind of glossy stuff here. I feel like over time, you're going to put cups and stuff in there. You're going to scratch it up, and it's just going to show wear. Now, this being the Big Daddy AT4X, you're getting front and rear lockers in this thing. You're getting hill descent, all the fun features of that. Look, we can push that button, and the tailgate goes down. You've got all your monitoring systems to keep you safe on the road. I like the layout of this. I like that you probably can see it looks like you can see your temperatures there. You've got heated and cooled seats, as you would expect in this price point of a vehicle. Now, something interesting here, that you've got this little button on the side, and you've got like kind of what Nissan used to do. They have an extra deal there, and then you pop it here, and there you've got more. You've got lug nuts in case you need to lug nut things. AC vents. I'm always big on AC vents. These are pretty cool. I like how they're integrated into the dash, but one thing I've noticed that Kelly I don't think has really noticed, to me that dash sticks up in the it's just kind of elevated a little bit more than I feel like it should. Now, this is a big 6.2, gas powered monster, so yes, it's going to have the big hood, but something about the dash to me just, I don't know, it's kind of in my way. And Kelly, we have a sunroof in this thing.
And I just love a sunroof. I love a good sunroof, because guess what? Sometimes you just need to go for a drive, and nothing is going to fix your day other than rolling down the windows, popping open the sunroof, and just cruising down the road on those day drives. So, huge fan of the sunroof itself.
Now, something I've noticed is, look, actually LED lights in here, where the little guy over there got the old style. This actually has LED in there. And two, if you look at the head position for the passengers, so your passenger sitting up there, they made sure there's plenty of head space in there. So you see where the sunroof can like slide back, so that needs to be brought down just a little bit. But they made sure that there's room for everybody. Now, the stitching, like Kelly's talked about, the white stitching looks great. White will show dirt at some point, Kelly, but overall, I think this is a home run for GMC.
100%. All right, what's a full-size truck without a ton of storage? Well, it's most full-size trucks. But this one stepped it up. For one, our seats are at a comfortable location for the driver and the passenger, but yet you have a significant amount of leg room for the back seats. You also have your map holders, is what we like to call it from our generation, but some of you youngins might be like, oh, that's just a storage pocket for other things.
Something I've noticed, heated seats back here, it looks like, so that's a big plus. Some other brands do that as well, but we got our USB A and C back here. One thing I've noticed that was really cool was right here. I was like, what is this? Pop it open. Pop it open, and look, it's just a little storage container area, which I like. And Kelly, do you have one over there?
I do actually have one over here.
So that's really nice. And, you know, the famous ET headrest there. Pop this down for some cup holders. That's really nice. No storage. You would think you might, with all the areas, you might get a little bit of storage. But overall, the interior of this thing is very nice. Now, nice kick plates for the sound system. But if you're actually on a construction site and muddy boots and stuff, that's going to get dinged up right away. Once again, this is a Bose. Like, Bose is the premium. You know a brand, when they want their audio to sound great, it's going to be Bose. And like Kelly mentioned before up front, this is all wood look to it. I don't know if it's real wood or if it's plastic simulated, but it looks good. A touch of red brought into the interior, but overall it looks great. I'm very impressed.
All right, not only does it have the storage in the back seats, it actually has storage under the seats. So not as big as some of the other brands we've seen from a storage perspective, but at least they didn't let that space go dead and away. So overall, great storage in this one.
All right, so this has been our first look at the AT4X AEV GMC truck, and very impressive, very impressive. Now, this is a very impressive price on the vehicle too. So if you're just thinking you're just gonna pop down and you know, get one, they're gonna be hard to get, and but they're gonna be worth it, I think.
I think so too.
Scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this thing a 9.5 right now. Driving impressions, you know, would save that, might hurt it or might make it a 10, but I think GMC has a home run with this truck. Kelly, where are you at?
I'm right at the 9.5 mark too with this one. It's the right feel, it's the right interior. A little points deducted for that piano finish in there in a couple of different spots, but the storage offsets that. There's a lot of really great things that we've talked about in the video today that helped me get to that 9.5.
Yeah. So that's been our first look at the new GMC. I'm very excited. I'm going to drive this thing. I am. We got some vents coming up that you might see some actual drives in this. So whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive.
Does it really matter what you drive, Kelly? Well,
today it does, because we're talking about the GMC full-size AT4X.
AEV? That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Peace.